Anything with value can be converted into money. You just need to understand what that value is and how to maximize your leverage. In other words, how to milk it for all it's worth. Same with apps. A valuable app is a potential cash cow. Potential. We're going to go through 7 ways you can milk it. We'll go through a basic overview and main advantages and weaknesses. Then we'll cover how you can find the right monetization strategy. It's no magic bullet. It all goes back to understanding the value of your app. That's how we'll put this knowledge to use, so be sure to watch to the end. Number 1, in-app advertising. Do we really need an overview for this? Step 1, build something people want. Step 2, tell them you can have it for free. And when they try to take it, step 3, you pull back and say, you can have this for free after this message from NordVPN.
NordVPN. Safely be you.
How do you estimate ad revenue? You need to know how much you get per impression every time the ad gets displayed, regardless of whether someone clicks into it. The only one that can tell you is the person paying. You'll be working with an ad network or an ad network aggregator like Google AdMob. With networks, you have to negotiate, but Google helps negotiate the best deal for you. How much you get per impression varies depending on type of ad, type of app, where your users are located, where the ad is being placed, Android vs iOS. So many things. Business of Apps has some 2022 data on the eCPM from different regions. eCPM is cost per mil. It's what you get paid for every 1,000 impressions. Let's compare banner ads. These are the ones appearing on the margins of pages and screens. We see a slightly higher eCPM for Android apps across the board. But can you see that gulf between the highest and the lowest value? In March 2022, the eCPM for banner ads in the US was 56 cents. India's was 7 cents, 8 times less. My brothers in Mumbai, I'm so sorry, but there you go. The main advantage of ads as your revenue strategy. In my opinion, it's that you make money off of all of your users. So if your app is the kind with broad appeal and frequent usage, you can really take advantage of this. The main disadvantage, an ad-based monetization strategy means you are really serving advertisers, not users. And that can you have to prioritize keeping advertisers happy instead of delivering a great ad. Number 2, in-app purchases. 2 other ways of thinking about in-app purchases are on demand and pay as you go. The way they work is that the base app is free to use and most users will be happy with it. A few will need more. More what? Depends. I know it's mostly synonymous with games, but there are add-ons in other apps. They are everywhere. If you look at Google Drive and Tinder, it could be more of the core function, more storage or more credits to swipe on cheeks and bury the fear of dying alone. If you look at Unsplash and iStock photos, it could be a complementary function. Some users want to pay for a more exclusive stock image. And if you are into web development, even Figma and WordPress could be seen as examples. Their revenue comes from subscriptions and hosting, but both have huge market of paid add-ons. What's the main advantage of in-app purchases as your revenue strategy? As long as the base version of your app is valuable, users will stick around, so you can always close extra sales when they suddenly need perks. The main disadvantage is too unpredictable to be the only source of revenue. It's normally paired with another monetization strategy, which brings us to number 3, auto-renewable subscriptions. I wanted in-app purchases and subscriptions to go one after another because they are very similar. The difference? In-app purchases are more one-off and unpredictable. It can vary per day. That's just how it works. With subscriptions, you are locking users into fixed deduction per week or per month or whatever interval you set. Subscriptions and add-ons work very synergistically. Say a user's needs this month aren't covered by their subscription, but it's not guaranteed to happen next month. That user is not going to commit to a more expensive long-term subscription. They'll either do nothing or wait for next month so their quota resets. But if there's a reasonably priced one-off option, they'll most likely get it. For example, Bravo, formerly Sendinblue, offers the usual range of subscription plans for email marketing. Let's say it's the holidays and you want to send an extra round of emails. You can just buy extra credits on top of your existing plan. The main advantage of subscriptions as your revenue strategy, you get predictable recurring revenue. Alex Hormozi would approve. You can also play around with discounts for longer subscriptions and group plans. holiday promotions, the list goes on. The main disadvantage, as long as there's a free version that's decent or at least a free trial, none. It's a great model. We've covered common monetization strategies, meaning they apply to a wide varieties of apps. Now let's look at less conventional strategies. Hey guys, real quick, if you could subscribe and give this video a like, it would make my day slightly less miserable. I'll be like, oh, new subscriber. Every bit helps. Now, back to the video. Number 4, white labeling. A white label app is the app version of a t-shirt printing company. It's a template of an app customized based on a client's needs. At the basic level, we put in their logo, brand colors, and company information. Go boutique and you are talking custom features. You want your marketplace app to hold live auctions. You want to include some obscure payment gateway, anything you want, for a price. The client now has a custom app without having to pay custom prices or wait forever. This is clearly a B2B market, especially for developers who are snipers rather than machine gunners. You want to be narrow and specific and great at what you do. When a white label is done well, you won't know it's a white label. It's like a bass player. When he does his job right, nobody notices. And you can make white label apps for every industry you can think of. For example, Onday, a white label provider for several different types of apps, including business management, operators, drivers, and more. You know it's B2B when their pricing page just says, ask us. Main advantage, once you have a white label product, you can enjoy repeat sales, and on top of that, charge for extra customization requests. And depending on industry, you could be looking at huge sums of money. Main disadvantage, white labels are meant to be specific. When things are looking good, you have specialized in a niche. When things go bad, you have dug yourself into a grave. Number 5, crowdfunding. What if you have an idea but don't have a rich daddy to front you the money? You could find a rich daddy if you don't mind bolding Dubai sheikhs, or you could try crowdfunding. Set up pages on crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Explain what your product is and how it will add value to the user's life. Then tell me how much you need and what for. If you sound credible, people will pay. Take a look at examples at Kickstarter. Fluent Forever, a language learning app. $587,785 pledge of 250,000 gold. Luminate, premium audiobook for religious writings. $156,092 pledge of $144,000 gold. The Disaster Prediction app, an app that warns of incoming natural disasters. $119,910 pledge of $35,000 gold. Main advantage, it's a great way to validate your idea and test market size. Crowdfunding platforms are trafficked by hundreds of thousands of potential users, and if you've got something good, many of them will be your early adopters. You get to generate revenue before even starting development. Main disadvantage, if you take people's money and don't deliver, you could permanently damage your reputation and all future projects. Crowdfunding has a bad reputation for scams. I'm talking about founders blowing through fundings on holidays and mansions. Not saying you'll do that, I'm saying it doesn't matter. People will still accuse you of being a scammer. Number 6, corporate or public sponsorship. If your app aligns with the vision and mission of a corporation or government agency, you can get sponsored by them. For example, Code.org. Code.org is an international non-profit organization that offers coding and computer science resources for students and teachers. They're doing all of humanity a service, and their list of partners is an insane mix of both government and corporate donors. If you want an example on a smaller scale, look at Citybike, a bike-sharing platform that is sponsored by Citibank and MasterCard to promote sustainable living. Main advantage, if you can get corporate and government sponsors, you're set. The money is huge. Main disadvantage, just like with advertising, you're at the mercy of corporations and government agencies. Your app or product cannot have its own identity. It only echoes what your sponsors think will protect their interest. Case in point, if you want to get sponsored by Coca-Cola, I hope you like red. Number 7, data monetization. I'm talking about the legal one, not the shady one where you sell passwords. This is where you sell user data to ad agencies, telco companies, research institutes, and any reputable party that wants to create new products, improve services, or develop hypotheses based on data. The data must be anonymous and avoid personally identifying information. No addresses, no genders, no ages, definitely no names. Instead, we're looking at screen size, payment method of choice, country of origin, device type, and other general data points. And users must be asked for consent. According to an App Radar guest post by an app monetization agency, you usually need a minimum of 50,000 active daily users for this to be a viable strategy. Otherwise, buyers just aren't interested. Main advantage, just like with ads, you make money from all users. Unlike ads, data collection happens behind the scenes and won't interrupt the user experience when done well. Main disadvantage, it has to be done well to be non-intrusive and compliant. You need to make sure your tech stack is bulletproof and compatible with the General Data Protection Regulation. Whew. Those are 7 ways you can monetize your app. Which should you choose? Here's how you decide. Factors to consider when choosing your monetization strategy. The first thing to consider, should your app have a forever free version or a free trial at best? This depends on B2C versus B2B, type of app or service, target audience. B2C versus B2B. Most of the time, a B2C app is more likely to have a free forever version because you want a large user base. This opens up the door to data monetization and advertising. B2B clients don't want interfaces cluttered with ads or their data being collected, and they are willing to pay for that privilege. Make them subscribe. Type of app or service. The more frequent your app is used, the more profitable it becomes to run ads. If users are checking it multiple times a day, great. If they open it once a week and most likely stick to one screen, bombarding them with ads in that small time frame is a bad idea. Go with a subscription and add-ons. If your app deals with vulnerable parties like children, I wouldn't even bother with data monetization. Why invite the risk? Target audience. B2B spending habits are pretty uniform, but with B2C, it's a smorgasbord? I know Ashraf could have chosen an easier word. You did that on purpose. Right, so B2C spending habits are a smorgasbord. White-collar professionals and teenagers in school won't have the same purchasing power. When I was a teenager in school, I had zero purchasing power. Doesn't matter how valuable I thought something was, the only price I could afford is free. Consider these 3 factors and you'll arrive at the best way to maximize revenue. You don't have to stick to one strategy forever. If one fails, try another. Just be tactful about implementation. Bubble recently changed their pricing strategy and completely screwed over existing users. Use multiple strategies so long as they create a net gain in revenue. Businesses can be guilty of this. They launch 10 promotions that end up competing with each other. Add-ons shouldn't be so cheap, they discourage subscriptions. Ads shouldn't be so intrusive, they limit data monetization. On that note, why not check out a case study of ads done right? I did a deep dive into TikTok's revenue model some time back. I think they do ads better than any other app in the game. In fact, they basically turn ads into games. Or maybe games into apps? Either way, it's pretty cool stuff. So give it a watch. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you found these monetization strategies useful, and let's dive into TikTok.